Hey everybody, welcome to this week's video announcement. It's always good to be with you here, but I'm here with my mate Amy Henderson Hill, and we are here with a bunch of information about some stuff going on here in our life together. You may have noticed that there is a plethora of families, of small children, this amazing blessing that has come to our parish together. If you've ever been over for Waffle Church to see all of the families and all the children that are going on, if you are here on a Sunday morning, the mild case of exuberance that goes on over in our transept areas, in our pews on Sunday, just of all of these families and children that God has blessed us with here together in these places, just all of this kind of coming to us. It's the work of a whole bunch of our staff who've been working really, really hard to cultivate that. But as they're here, as they're coming, Amy and I are here to tell you about a variety of things to help plug all of those kids into our life together, to plug their families in. And these are things that we, both invitation and knowledge and all that kind of stuff. So what we're going to talk about is basically, more or less, the life of a Christian.
Yes.
Right. So, and start with, starting with our baptisms. But if you all remember, if you've listened to what we say at a baptism, we say that at that moment, we begin this journey with God. We begin this journey with God in the world. Right?
Yes.
And in our baptismal liturgy, we talk about some very specific things. We talk about placing in a child or an individual's hands the Holy Scriptures, providing for the instruction of the people who are baptized. This goes whether or not you're an infant or an adult. Providing for instruction, coming to worship, coming to Eucharist, coming to Holy Communion, and all of these things are part of that. So we sometimes talk about those things as milestones.
Yep.
Right?
Faith milestones.
Faith
Absolutely.
milestones. And this might seem immediate for families with children, but it's also important for all of those of us who actually just sit in here Sunday after Sunday with families with children, that we too vow to help either both as a whole congregation, but also as individuals, to be present with these families, these children, these individuals, as they are growing in their faith that begins with them at baptism.
It does. That's I think my favorite part of the baptismal service. I love the whole thing. But the congregation sits here and looks at these families and says, yep, we're going to show up and we're going to support and love and walk with. And I think it's beautiful. So this is all for all of us.
Yeah. So one of the things, whether or not you've ever paid attention, we give to families a picture story Bible when you're an infant, a child who's getting baptized. But also as we grow a little older, we kind of grow past the picture story Bible, right? And we want people to actually be able to have a Bible. And so Amy has this class that's coming up for those roughly
grades 4 and above.
4 and above.
4 and above. It is a 4th grade milestone because we know by that time everybody's reading and kind of starting that next plane of development about thinking about things a little differently. We also know that as we've been introducing these things, we have some kiddos we need to catch up with. So you have a 5th, 6th, 7th grader, anybody who's grade 4 and above, this is for you. This, like our First Communion training, is for our young people and their caring adults. So, a parent or a grandparent, parents, whoever would like to join in this. This is for young people and their adults. And this year, because there are so many things happening around here and trying to fit everything onto a calendar, this year it's going to be 2 sessions, and it's actually a lunch and learn format. So we're feeding you lunch as well. So it'll be good food. Those dates will be listed here on a slide, as well as a chance to sign up and let us know you're coming. But those are Sunday, April 19th and Sunday, April 26th. So coming up really soon, but it's not too late. It's not too late to let us know you'll be there. Just a very simple form that lets us know how many of you folks are going to be there.
Right. And this is really this is like a first introduction. It's not everything about the Bible.
No.
It's not everything there is to know. That is a lifetime journey.
Yes. Keep showing up.
Yes, yes, it is this lifetime, but it is the first step in that journey. And roughly speaking, it's, what is the Hebrew Bible? What is the Old Testament, the First Testament?
Yeah.
And what is the New Testament? Yeah. And what's roughly in there? One of our members, Don Pope, has made these amazing graph things aimed at children as to what's inside the Bible.
What's in the Bible, and what the Bible is and what the Bible is not, because that's an important thing as well.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing, and that also speaks to our baptismal commitment. The second thing is preparation for First Communions.
Yep.
First Eucharist, come and participate in the Eucharist. And those are going to be classes, and those are all, we always do these with both kiddos and their families. One of the things, as you've noticed, one of the things is that sometimes the people who ask the most questions are moms and dads.
Yep.
Because they've either forgotten or nobody really taught them about these things. So it's kind of a joint learning time.
I've been a part of First Communion classes for the better part of 20 years, and every single time I walk away going, oh, wow. Oh,
and that's a great thing. And it's a great
that's
thing.
New.
Yeah. Because children go home and they ask parents their questions.
Yeah.
And so we want them to be there and part of this.
Yes.
So instruction for preparation for First Communion and here at Trinity.
It's coming up soon as well. So all that information is going to be here written down for you in a way to make sure you're signed up for that. The good news is we have lots of you already joining us. I think we're up to like 9 kids. Nice. Lots of families. But there's room for all of us. So this is a grade 2 and older milestone, but also, again, we know we have kids we got to catch up. So that is also starting in April, and those are 3 sessions, and those will be during our education hour. So that's in between our 2 services. We know there's lots of other stuff going on. I just want to say that we've got so many things that are happening here, but I think we've made a way for our families to be able to go to that. So if you have any other questions or concerns about that, just you can email me.
Yes.
Let us know.
Yes. And the third thing that is coming up then, and for many of you who are watching this is just kind of like a piece of information. For some of you watching this, you might be like, that's me. We are going to have instruction in preparation for baptism. Yeah. Baptism being the first of, the first of the 3 sacraments that we observe here as Lutheran Christians, and that notion that sacraments are the embodiment of the gospel, the embodiment of the presence of God with us. How we know God embodies in Jesus these things, baptism, confession and reconciliation, Eucharist, that strengthen and make possible our life together. Yes. And baptism is the first thing. There are a number of families who are anticipating baptism for children, so we're going to be offering some classes, and you have some of that set up.
Yes. So those will be classes in May. One of the extraordinary things that's happening around here, which I think is worth mentioning, is that when we're talking about baptism, when we're talking about any of these milestones, there are questions and there is conversation that is happening, and there is, I want more. I am curious, and it's just incredible really cool. To me. It's amazing. Really cool. So. To answer that and to say, let's do it, we're diving a little deep this time with baptism and really going through some things. So it is a little different than what we've done in the past, but yes, in the month of May, and again, those dates and all of that stuff will be available in all the places. Website, don't forget our website because it's updated and amazing. But all this information lives lots of places, but we will be having classes for parents, for adults who are interested in baptism for their families.
Yes. Yeah. And it's important to say that the way we speak about baptism, the way we believe Christians have spoken about baptism since baptism was a thing, a couple thousand years, is that the first thing to say about it is God choosing us. Yeah. Baptism is always first about God choosing us, that God chooses to be with us. God chooses to be in this relationship with us even before we are capable of choosing it. We always, You may not know. We always say, even if you are a believer's baptism kind of person, we always still say, but God still chose you first. Right? God always chooses us, even when we don't know we're being chosen. And the baptism, first thing that it says is that's what it is. And that's what we say salvation is.
Yes.
That God chooses us. God chooses to be with us. God chooses our lives to make part of God's life.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
And then there's even more. I'm realizing as we're talking, we added a milestone page to our website. So, because then we have the affirmation of baptism, which is confirmation. And then coming up, we also have baccalaureate, which celebrates our high school seniors. So we're asking that you share all names of all graduates to make sure that we've got everybody on our radar. That's something else we're looking for. But this is all a lot of information. Our website has places and things where you can learn what these things are at a glance.
Yeah, take a look. Go over there. The address is trinityenglish.org. That hasn't changed. But if you haven't been there yet over the last couple of weeks, our mate Hillary Troop has done a phenomenal job of just cleaning that up. It's websites are a constant process.
Yes.
And a constant, piece of technology that's always being renewed. But Hillary's done this amazing
You can find
job.
what you're looking for now. Yeah.
And it also has great pictures.
Yes.
So you might see yourself. If you look there, you might see yourself.
There you go. There you go.
So is there anything else?
I think we covered as much as we can.
Yes.
Before.
There is a ton of stuff going on. And it is truly, even in this Easter season, about the life we share together here in this place, our lives shared together with God, our lives as they then extend out into this community. All these great things that are really what it means to be church, what it means to be Christian and church together here in this place. So if you have any other questions, send me a note, send Amy a note, come and see us. I don't know about you, but I always say, you can talk to me about anything on a Sunday morning, but if you want me to remember it, write it down, please.
Write it down. Yes.
Please, if you want me to try to remember it, yes, please write it down. And
you can do it more than once. If something slips through or something, there's a lot happening, so you are not bugging us if you ask us again.
For sure. Yeah. Great things. Yeah, great things. So,
it's exciting.
Yeah. Thanks for being here with us. Thank you for being with us here together in this place as part of God's ministry that is expressed at Trinity. See you soon.